watch this video that I made for you and make sure to do that exercise, because we're going to use it going forward. We're going to be evaluating things so that we can see the things that we weren't paying attention to and the things that we had overlooked in our relationships, which have resulted in us having the disrespect and pain that we felt, and making sure that going forward, these things are a thing of the past, because no more struggle love. We're banishing struggle love here. We're going to do a quick life-saving exercise that saves you years of lost time, pain, and turmoil in advance and even in arrears. I'm glad that you're going to watch this video. It surprises me so much when I see that some Christians don't recognize that they have the very key to peace. Christians are people who believe in Jesus Christ. And what did Jesus Christ say according to your Bible? What matters is the way that you use what you have at your disposal. Because all these years, you have believed in that Bible. And you believed in that Bible, you believed in God, you believed in Jesus Christ, but you never apply the principles to your life. So what then are you doing? It's an exercise in futility. What did he say? I have come that you may have life. And have it what? More abundantly. And he is the Prince of what? Peace. So if you're a Christian, you should know that peace is your inheritance. Peace is your inheritance. When you are having turmoil in your relationships, there's something very un-Christian there. You're not applying the principles of Christianity to your relationship. Why do you go to church every Sunday? Why do you read the Bible and you're not able to apply those things and see the results in your life? Let me break this down. Let me explain it very simply to you. You should have peace because what matters most to a believer in God is the relationship that you have with God, the relationship that you have with your Almighty Father, unless you're not really practicing what you want everybody to see you as. If you're proclaiming yourself as a Christian, why do you then pay lip service to the things that are supposed to be part of your life? Let's do this quick exercise that will literally deliver you from lost time, pain, and years of turmoil. Quick, I'm going to give you 2 seconds to get your writing materials. I don't know if you're going to write on your phone or if you're getting paper and pen. Let me just wait. 2 seconds. Let's go. On the left side, write B. And on the right side, write A. And then put a line in the middle. Now on the left side, I want you to write names of people. Write the names of people who are constantly working against you in the things that they say, in the things that they do, who you're constantly having to explain yourself to, who constantly misunderstand you, who you just see as a, for want of a better word, thorn under your skin, who create a lot of turmoil for you in your life. And then, list those names on the left under B. And then on the right under A, I want you to list the names of the people who are constantly bringing peace and calm in your life, in your interactions, who you're not always having to explain yourself to, who even when you make mistakes, they try to understand what's going wrong and they try to see with you how things can go better. The people with whom you are always or most of the time in alignment. So these are the people on side A, on the right side. On the left side are the people who are almost always not in alignment with you. People who, with your interactions, there is always chaos. So here's what you're going to do. A very simple thing. Now think back over the years, the past 10, 15 years, and tell me now if these people have not consistently remained this way. If there's anyone who has actually changed, I want you to put a check mark against their name. I'm going to give you 2 seconds to do that. I'll wait. 1, 2. Okay. So even if you haven't finished, continue to do that after the video. We're not marking those people wrong. The left, under category B, we're not marking them wrong. Because here is what's happening a lot of the times. People do not really understand that the brain is a sponge and It's almost like super glue. What happens and gets in there stays stuck in there. A lot of times, perception is not necessarily reality, which is why you can be your best, have the best intentions at heart, and yet somebody will misinterpret it and misunderstand you. That is because of perception. And they cannot help the perception that they have. Something created it, and it's got into the brain, and it's sitting there stuck like super glue with Gorilla Glue. So recognize that. That's why you're constantly over and over and over. You're shocked how this person continues to read you in this way, even though you know they're not reading you right. But the mistake we make is that we now see them as an enemy. They are not always an enemy, because the truth is, it's not always deliberate. So you have to recognize and remember that you cannot control what another person does or what another person thinks. You can't control it. The most you can control is yourself. Anytime you're trying to control what another person is doing or thinking, that's like manipulation. You're trying to make someone do something or think it in a particular way. So just leave them to be who they are. Leave them to be thinking what they're thinking. And you just keep doing your best as you were before. Continue. So that you save yourself time, spending time in turmoil, spending time in pain, thinking about them, because there is nothing you're going to do to change this. The reason I had you write out those names is what I want you to do is think back over the years now. Think back to the past 10 years. How many of these people have changed in their interactions with you? Not many. Not many. They have usually stayed consistent. Even when you thought things were getting better, something always happens to change it. And you're back where you are and you're surprised, like, how is it that even after all this, we're still back here? That is because the brain has taken that thing in. And it's going to recalibrate itself by itself. You don't have to keep spending time trying to explain and explain and explain. I tell you again, the best thing that you can do is remain who you are in being good to them or in doing what you know how to do best and positive with them. Just do your best to not see them as an enemy. Yes, some of them are enemies. The reason I'm saying to do your best to not see them as an enemy is because not all of them are enemies. Some of them are even wondering, why can I not get along with Uzo? Why can I not get along with John? Why is John always doing these things? I would like for things to be different. Understand this. Let me tell you the call that I had a couple of days ago. She called me crying. He was standing right in front of her, wearing shoes that she bought for him, with a belt and a shirt that she bought for him, having had breakfast that she made with food that she bought and prepared in her house, under her roof. He was telling her how worthless and how useless she is, and that this is why her husband left her. Her brother was telling her this. She's working as a care worker in North America. This is her brother who came to school in North America. She is the one who did all the things for him to make him comfortable. But he was telling her how worthless she is, and how this is the reason why her husband left her. Because look at all these years she has been in North America and she's still working as a care worker. This is somebody who did all these things for him. Obviously, this person, if she needs him in the future, he's not going to be there to help her. Well, he may, but okay, let's just see. He's not likely going to be there to help her. He has a perception of her as being worthless. He said it with his mouth. So you need to work on what you're seeing. Work on the relationship that you're seeing with this person. I asked her, did that surprise you? Tell me other things that he's done over the years. And she told me, and I said, that is where we make the mistake. We need to note who a person is and note what our relationship with them is. It is not for us to fight them. We can even recognize them as an enemy. It makes no difference. What we need to recognize is, how do we run this relationship? Is this someone that I should constantly be explaining myself to, spending my energy on? That is all that we need. And once you've deciphered that this is who this person is, they're going to consistently be who they are. From time to time, some of these people eventually change. But the reason I had you write that list, you will find out that most of those people consistently remained not in alignment with you. So people do not change like that. It is for you to recognize what your relationship is with the person. You don't need to explain yourself to them. That's why I say that Christians don't recognize their strengths. What matters is between you and God. What is going on in your mind? God knows, but those people don't know. All that is going on in your mind is that you want peace. You want peace. And that's why I encourage you to not even look at them as somebody that you have to now get back to deal with. I will do this, I won't do this, I will no longer do this for you. No, that's not where you spend your energy. Where you spend your effort is in having peace for yourself and in now putting yourself in a position that strengthens you. Some of these people, I'll tell you, some of these people, they don't have emotional intelligence. So they will never understand you. And everything that you do will personalize as far as the way they're reading it. And they will not see you or hear you no matter how much you try. Some of these people, they just cannot regulate their emotions. He got angry with her over her not doing something for him, despite everything that she's done for him. And because he's a person who cannot regulate his emotions, he went off on her, on a person who has sacrificed so much for him. That's why you hear people talking about people are ungrateful. But the thing is, it's something in their brain. Their brain did not develop emotional intelligence. Their brain did not develop regulating emotions. It is the way their brain is formed. And you are not going to be the one to change it by becoming an enemy now or by explaining yourself to them. That something is already fixed in that brain. It'll take other things. Your constant being yourself or even becoming a fighter towards them sometimes, which I don't recommend because I never want to spend my energy on negative things. It will take their behavior. They're doing these things to other people and other people reacting to them and telling them back. Other people who don't care or who don't love them as much. It will be the way that they find themselves frustrated in life. All those things together are the things that are eventually going to, if at all, change their way, their perspective on life. It's not for you to do, especially when it's causing you stress, soaking your pillows at night, crying, worrying over what they're saying. Remember, if you say that you are a child of the Almighty Father, what matters is He knows your heart. And that is all that matters. And if you call yourself a Christian or a believer in God, I'm surprised that you do not realize that you should have peace, because what should matter the most to you is His perception of you. So be careful, because some of these people do not even have empathy. Some of them do not have self-awareness. While you're busy thinking, why do they treat me this way? How can they do this to me? How can they feel about me? How can they be so careless about me? They have no idea how their behavior is affecting you. So you're constantly going to be hurt. So it's not about them. When I tell people that it's you allowing people to hurt you, some of these people say that I am victim blaming. This is what I mean. It is you who does not realize that you're giving them power that they shouldn't have over you, because they don't even have power over themselves. They don't have power over themselves. They have no self-awareness, no self-regulation, no emotional regulation, no empathy, no emotional intelligence. And you're expecting them to give to you what they haven't been able to give to themselves. Because I do say that you deserve it. But what I mean is, you are taking the power and literally giving it to them. So if you're feeling this pain with people who are supposed to be, or who you believe are supposed to be close to you, understand that it is, you think it is within their control. People do things to you because they are using everything that they are working within the limitations of their knowledge and their understanding. And that is the fact. That is the fact. So going by this now, I want you to remember that list that you wrote. You will see that most of these people remain who they are. Now, if we're talking about a partner, right? Because mostly I am focused on partners, romantic relationships, and within the family. Understand that if you decide to continue on this path, you're going to forever knocking your head against the wall. And when I say partner, I am mostly interested in people who have not gone into marriage, who have not solidified their relationship. Because these things are true for even marriages, but I am not going to be in the business of encouraging people who have not made up their minds what to do with their marriage. I am not going to be the one to tell you, oh, you need to give up this marriage, because when you give up a marriage, so many things come with it. There are children to think about in many cases. There is finances to think about in many cases. So I want no part with that. But I just want you to know that even in your marriage, in any kind of relationship, this is what, make a note by yourself so that it's not even what I tell you. You will see over the years if a person actually shifts in their disposition towards you. So that if it's a relationship that you haven't solidified, understand this now. You're going in the wrong direction. You are heading to Edinburgh when you're supposed to be heading to Kensington. So get off that train. Get off that train. I know sometimes they are too beautiful, they are too handsome, you love their voice, you love everything, but you will get all that and then you will get someone. Is it really worth it? It's not worth it. And if it's a family member, a sister, brother, father, mother, just limit the access that you give to them to cause you this pain. And when they do those things, stop expecting for them to change. Stop thinking about it. Allow the other aspects of their lives to register to them, to register on their minds and create that change. It is not you. That is you just registering your name in the class of turmoil and pain. And I know that this will save you years of pain if you do it. Do this exercise, make that list, and tell yourself the truth. I don't even need to tell you. You will see the results in your list. Okay? And I want you to understand that people are not always doing these things deliberately. It is something to do with brain wiring. Do you know that even people who are con artists, people who deceive people for years, it's like if you have some of these people who are always in alignment with you, even if you don't have the best of intentions to them, they perceive you that way. How do you think it is that people are able to deceive people for years? It's because the perception that people have of you is not necessarily reality, but it is their reality and they're going to live true to it. So this should help you to now, don't take it personal, but what you should do rather is focus. You said you're a Christian and I believe in God, so that is where your focus should be, because it is your Father who knows your heart. So the last thing that I'm going to tell you is, going forward, pay attention to people who are relating with you in life, who have empathy, emotional intelligence, self-awareness, people who are already in congruence with you, in alignment with you. This is how you have peace. Those are people that their opinions matter. For these other people, no matter how much you're explaining yourself, it is you who has the key to shut that door of expectation. You can continue your relationship with them, but shut the door of expectation and stop explaining and stop waiting, because it's most likely not going to happen. And they can't help it. My friend, that is what life is. Life is about perceptions and brain wiring. Take that to the bank. Otherwise, you are the one who is going to be at their mercy, at the mercy of their dysfunction and all the negativity that comes with it. Tell me in the comments that you're going to do this. I hope that you made that list. Stay consciously empowered. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, do so now, and like this video and share it with other people who you want to be consciously empowered. All right.